Good evening and welcome to Oxsports Unleashed, Series 2, Episode 14, live at Oxford Downs in front of a live studio audience. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Welcome to wherever you are, whether you're in your jacuzzis, your sheds, your greenhouses, your garages, wherever you're watching us. Thanks for joining us here on a very chilly Thursday night. We've got some real good items for you tonight. Our normal roundup of local football, rugby and hockey, and also ice hockey, of course. Let's not forget Oxford City Stars. And an exclusive feature again for Oxsports Unleashed on table cricket that took place last Thursday when myself and cameraman Dan went across to Chesterton to have what was an incredible morning. Brilliant. So I'm hoping what we bring to you later is well worth waiting for. So please stay tuned for that, because I think it will be a cracker, and it's something new again for the show, which is just brilliant. So lots to get through, normal sort of stuff. Welcome, KDog. We're back in the studio.
We're back, and you haven't got the lurgy anymore.
I haven't got the lurgy.
Good.
I'm all right. I might cough at some point.
I'm sitting a suitable distance away from you. Is it 2 metres? We don't do that anymore, do we?
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the table cricket because it's fantastic stuff, isn't it? And I gather that a certain Woodsy might have had a little go as well.
I might have just had a little go, yeah.
Possibly.
Might have enjoyed it far too much as well.
Well, you enjoy anything to do with cricket, you love it, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we've got a real packed bumper show this evening, and we've got some really amazing results and features to bring you as well. We're going to start, as we always do, with football, and it wasn't National League action this week for Oxford City on Saturday. It was FA Trophy 5th round action in the Isuzu FA Trophy rather, and Oxford City had the unenviable task of hosting the competition favourites Forest Green Rovers, who were unbeaten since September, for a place in the last 8, which will be 2 wins from Wembley. I'm sure lots of you already know what the score is in that game, but it's well worth a watch. And here are the highlights from that FA Trophy game, followed by an interview with Ross Jenkins afterwards.
Couple of weeks we've seen some of these deliveries going over the top of everybody's heads. The delivery to the back post, perhaps to Jalen Jones to nod it back in from the back post, perhaps.
Well, Ashby with one arm in the air, he sends the corner in, it beats the first man into Parker, and City take the lead! Can you believe that? The second chance of the game after just 15 minutes, and Josh Parker heads home from the corner. And do we have a cup set on our hands here early on? Because Oxford City of the National League North have taken the lead against National League Forest Green Rovers. Oxford City 1, Forest Green 0.
But a good cup run always is a tonic for any team. Over to the right side to Emmanuel Ozadabi. Ozadabi back in field to the centre half, Innes. Innes just brings the ball over the halfway line into the centre circle, plays a little square pass across to Adam May. May, right-footed ball over the top, looking over to the far side. Coyle has slipped. Now there's a chance here. And it's a good save. Not cleared, and now it's offside. So McCormick got the shot in, I think, and then it's Forest Green just playing a little bit of that keep ball again, as they've done so well in this game, but it hasn't really paid off for them so far, and in fact they've given it away to Andrews. Andrews threads the ball through to Josh Parker. Parker's through on goal here. Chance for Parker. Oh, he's missed an absolute sitter there, Josh Parker. Through on goal, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he's smashed it over the bar. He really should have done better there, Andy. Will they?
But at the moment, I said it before, I'm just not quite sure how long they've got this in them.
Well, they need to keep defending as hard as they can, because there'll be more chances. Tom Scott from distance. It's going to be an opportunity. The goalkeeper fumbles and then he claims it, and I think he's gone out of play. No, it hasn't. The goalkeeper fumbled it and he rolled and slid towards the byline, but the numbers behind the ball, all 11 players behind the ball for City at the moment. Lovely ball across to the right again to the substitute Kyle McAllister. McAllister takes a touch, tips the ball in. Shoot is the cry from the crowd into the penalty area and headed just wide. And that was a really close call again for Oxford City. Little ball in field, over, hits past Josh Ashby, but Parker picks up the loose ball, finds Burley. Burley dummies and gets past his man, back to Parker. Parker thought about a shot there from a long way out, and then he does have a shot. Underside of the crossbar. It hasn't been cleared yet. Oh, goodness me. Josh Parker from 25 yards has slammed it against the underside of the bar. It's bounced the right side of the line as a Forest Green perspective at the moment. Back to Innes again, who just takes a touch and finds Tozer again. Tozer. City getting everybody back behind the ball. Ball into the box, headed away by Kopakawa, and it's a chance, and it's gone wide from an Oxford City defender.
It's hit the
post, and it's gone wide. It's a corner.
That was a difficult game. I thought the boys worked their shape really well. We knew it was going to be hard. They're a good team. We know they've got strengths in all areas. They've got really good players in all areas. So we had to make sure we're defensively sound today. We had to make a couple of tweaks to the team. But the boys who stepped in were brilliant. And I think the boys fully deserved that. The only probably negative is I thought we could have scored a couple more. But I think we take that against a good team and we move on now. I think Kai's had to make one save. He's had to punch one. I think they've had a post from the ricochet, like a double ricochet. It's hit the post. But other than that, I think we've had the better chances. We've had to defend our box really well in the last probably 10-15 minutes. Them getting the ball wide and having two strikers in the box who were very good in the air. So we had to, tweak that slightly. But the boys ran through walls today, and it's a massive effort all round. So yes, we didn't have much possession. We sort of knew that, but we had to work our shape. And from the front, the middle, the back, and the goalie, I thought everyone was superb today. So the boys are in good spirits. A lot better than the Curzon game, I must say. So the reaction was there, and that was absolutely brilliant to see.
Ross Jenkins there reflecting on that incredible win in the FA Trophy against Forest Green Rovers. Fantastic effort. Lads were superb was one of the phrases there I heard. Looked quite an exciting ending, actually.
Picture doing the rounds of me smiling as well, wasn't there?
There was, which was it's an
was
unusual occurrence.
It was an unbelievable performance. They'd lost 5-0 on the Tuesday before that to Curzon Ashton, and I confess I did not expect that at all. I don't think many people did. Forest Green turned up with a full-strength side. They didn't sort of play loads of reserves or youth players. It was a full-strength team. Steve Cottrell, the Forest Green manager, very, very experienced manager, of course, as well. And incredible result. It really was. And they have 2 wins from Wembley, and they're at home to Woking in the quarter-final. Now, Woking are struggling a little bit in the National League. They are in a bit of form at the moment. They're unbeaten, or a bit of an unbeaten run, but I think the draw's a decent one. Any home tie is good. Absolutely. It could have been, it could have been Sutton away or Rochdale away, but a draw at home to Woking, who are sort of, I think, in the bottom 7 or 8 in the National League, you never know. And if you get to the semi-finals, well, it's the nerves will come into it as well. Absolutely. Can they get to Wembley? I mean, crikey, if they do that, keep our fingers crossed.
Brilliant, wouldn't it?
We can take our cameras to Wembley, perhaps, and
do it live.
We won't be able to do it live because
unfortunately
there'll be some licensing issues
probably.
there. But we can certainly get our cameras there, and fantastic. And still a long way to go. They've still got to beat sides from leagues above them. But I've got to also mention, I know it's not local, but Sittingbourne, they beat Southend United away. They took about 700 with them, all packed in behind the goal. They scored in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Anthony Church, divine intervention. There you go.
Oh, very good.
4 minutes into stoppage time.
You don't just throw it together, do you?
I did throw that together, actually. I just thought of Church. But fair play to Sittingbourne. They're in the Isthmian League Division 1, so they're 2 divisions below Oxford City. And they're in the quarterfinals as well. So it's a top effort. Really opened up, and fantastic, absolutely terrific. 1st of March, Oxford City versus Woking, 3:00 kickoff. Little plug, it will be live on Radio Oxford as well.
Somebody commentating?
Somebody might be commentating.
That Andy Gate's quite good.
Get yourself down there, and we've just gone blank. So hopefully the camera hasn't packed up again. But anyway, it was very, very good.
Yeah, very good. That takes us quite nicely on to our normal roundup of the local football for Lock and Ryde. No Lyon this week. I think he's sunning himself somewhere very nice. Jamaica. No, he went on his own accord, apparently. Anyway, I'm only here tonight. A bit of heckling there from the live studio audience. But it's Lock and Ryde, or as I like to call them, Godley and Cream.
So, Patrick, not a bad weekend for most of our local teams. Oxford United made it 9 league games unbeaten with a 1-1 draw at home to Bristol City. And it shows how much the News have matured into Championship football, because they were disappointed not to bag all 3 points in spite of Bristol City going down to just 9 men after the full 90 minutes. But they're on good form at the moment, Patrick, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, what a difference a couple of months make, isn't it, really? Like, I mean, when Des was sacked just before the new year, I mean, I think everyone thought it was really harsh, and that I guess he was almost overachieving with them, wasn't he? And then Gary Rowett coming in is basically completely blown that out of the water, isn't he? What is it now? Nine games unbeaten, is it, in the league?
Unbeaten, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. And good news for Oxford City as well, Patrick. Josh Parker isn't the tallest of players, but his headed goal put the Hoops into the next round of the FA Trophy, which means Oxford City are now 2 games from Wembley, Patrick.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable result, really. I mean, I think a few of us had an inkling that we maybe had to cause an upset, but I think we were almost thinking it would be against a weakened Forest Green side, but they turned up, played the majority of their first teamers. So yeah, what an amazing result. And as you say, Josh Parker, I mean, he's brilliant at what he does. He's very physical. He's brilliant at hassling defenders and everything. But the 2 centre backs that Forest Green had were absolute giants as well. And Parker up against one of them at a corner and somehow got in front of him, headed it in, and yeah, that was the winning goal. So yeah, unbelievable. And yeah, really good rear guard performance in the second half as well. It was absolutely well deserved. And as you'd have heard in Ross's interview earlier in the show, if anything, City were disappointed have won by more goals, really. But yeah, it's absolute night and day performance to the Tuesday night game against Curzon Ashton.
Well, we'll draw a veil over that one, I think. So just to hastily move on. It's a good job these games come thick and fast. And speaking of good quality local football, Wheatley Town, again, table topping. They beat Hanwell 3-0 at the weekend. And here are Whitney's 3 goals. And then we hear from assistant manager Steve Potts.
Heads up, boys.
Get down there now, Whitney, with him! Come on! Ryan. Yes! Come on, well done, Ryan!
Get to run a play, boys. Run! Falling, is it? Wait! Two in here. Oh, come to it.
Oh, yes, Ryan.
Ryan, Annie!
Yes, in Whitney.
We need a chant of we're in the wrong league. Put us in the wrong league.
Steve, another good performance here this afternoon against a very good Hanwell side. Your thought on how today went?
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted with today. We've said in the build-up to today that Hanwell are a great side. They're probably the most footballing side that we've come against all season. They've come here and done a fantastic job. Been very well organised, been physical, played a good style of football. But we've had enough today. We've been delighted with the way we've coped with that. First half, we said a couple of times we need to move the ball a little bit faster, use the width that we have, try and play our style of football, not get dragged into a longer ball. But we've been really, really pleased with how that's gone.
Were there any from us in particular? Was there anyone that stood out for you today?
Yeah, I think the back four were fantastic, outstanding, did everything they needed to do in the battles, made sure they were calm on the ball, helped us give a real base to attack from. Midfield again, really, really dominant performance. Jack Moore in there, Ryan Oliver again, second half was absolutely unplayable. And the boys up top, Adam Holloway, Jacobs Atwell, they've worked really, really hard today. Done a lot of work, maybe without scoring goals, but have created absolutely loads for us. And Belly, a couple of big saves at the end, just make sure we see it out.
Looking ahead, our next fixture is away next week to Launton. Thoughts on the week ahead?
Yeah, Launton have signed a few players. They're going to be a completely different animal to they have been the first half of the season. We will go there and do our thing. We'll prepare for it as we would any other game. We're on an unbelievable roll, and we've just said in the dressing room we've just got to keep this going now. We're in the business end of the season. Every game becomes a big game, but we've got enough. We believe we can go and do it again.
Final thought, another decent crowd here this afternoon. Is there anything that you wanted to add to that?
We say it every week. The people turn out for us absolutely brilliant. People are coming down in numbers. Hopefully the style of football we're playing is creating that crowd, but we are so appreciative of everyone that comes down on a Saturday afternoon and gives us the support. It makes a massive difference, especially at half time when the game's getting a bit scrappy. Just having that backing, having that support on the sideline is brilliant. Keep wanting to deliver for them.
Cheers, Steve, and all the best. See you next week.
Pleasure.
Mate.
See you next week. Cheers.
Patrick, then, Banbury might have issues of flooded pitches and frozen pitches, as it were, but they still manage to get results on the pitch when it's available, Patrick.
Yeah, and they're second in the form table in the Southern League Premier Central now. It's a much needed win, actually, because they've been drawing a lot of games, but they've hosted Spalding United in the division on Saturday. And won 2-1. It was two great goals, actually. Janai Gordon scoring early on in the game. Spalding did equalise, but another cracking goal from Alex Prosser in the second half after about an hour saw them win 2-1 there. So, yeah, an important win there. It's taken them 7 points clear of the relegation zone in 14th now. So, obviously, take those 3 points off. It's looking a little bit more dangerous, isn't it, on the relegation zone? So, yeah, an important win for them there.
Meanwhile, Didcot Town keep going to the seaside, way down in Cornwall and Devon. This time round, they had a long old trip down to Exmouth. They came back empty-handed, Patrick.
Yeah, they've been in good form recently as well, and in recent weeks. Yeah, and they went down to Exmouth, as you say, and it was a tough day for them. They lost 4-1. Daniel Ward got the goal for the Railway men, but yeah, it was nothing other than a consolation for them on the day, unfortunately.
Same note, still pushing for promotion in the playoffs. Another decent win for them away at the weekend, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, they've got every chance of still making the playoffs. Obviously, we were in really good form earlier, but it dipped a little bit. But they got a big win at a play of hopeful to Hertford Town, actually. It was a late winner. Dan West grabbed an 89th minute goal after Ethan Latt gave him an early lead. So goals at either side of the game there. But an important goal from Dan West, yeah, to see their playoff hopes still definitely on there. So yeah, good win for them.
And Jefferson Louis still very much part of the Tame squad. He might not do 90 minutes for every game, but he's still a very important member of that Tame United squad, Patrick.
Yeah, still going strong. And you think every year that his fight is going to be his final year, and then he still comes in and puts in great performances. As I say, I remember them playing Oxford City in the Senior Cup last year, playing at centre back, that the youngsters will probably have him on toast if they have a foot race against him. But yeah, he's just kind of had them in his pocket all game. So unbelievable, really, that he did kind of put a career together as a striker, and he's still able to go and put himself at centre half and still put in worldy performances. So yeah, it's crazy, really, what he's doing at his age, isn't it?
It really is. But that's the good news from Oxfordshire last weekend. But the bad news continues for Kivington and North Leigh, still deep in trouble at the wrong end of the table, in spite of North Leigh picking up a point at home, Patrick.
Yeah, they did, and it was against Welwyn Garden City, so a team actually who are doing fairly well in the division this season. Welwyn Garden did go up in the first half, but Norfolk did grab a goal back on the hour, so it was a good point for them. Obviously, doesn't really help in their fight for survival down at the bottom of the table. As you say, Kidlington, yeah, a tough season continuing there. It's not looking good for either of the two teams, really. They fell to a 3-0 defeat away at Hadley in the division, so not a good weekend, as you say, for those two teams.
Okay, Patrick, see if you can find some more good news for us about last weekend's local football results. Patrick Locke.
Yeah, we start with some good news in the combined counties Premier North. Milton United have a big 3-0 win over Broadfield United away from home, actually. Louis Joyce grabbed 2 goals, Seth Humphreys the other in that big win for them. That was it, really. For the good results, Ardley United were defeated in the same division. They lost 1-0 away at Virginia Water with Wallingford and Cromarsh without a game that weekend. In the other Step 5 league, United Counties League South, Easington Sports were held to a 1-1 draw to Rugby Borough at home. Ollie Rose grabbed the goal for the Sports, but no win for them there. Going to Step 6 in Hellenic Division 1, and if you remember, we spoke about how crazy that league was last week. There was a ridiculous number of goals, every team won. Unfortunately, I can't say that it's the same this week. It's only the 21 goals between the 5 teams across the division.
Goals. I mean, you'd be
still 4 goals a game, isn't it?
Okay.
So yeah, so it's still a lot of entertainment, but it's still quite quiet compared to what we had last week. And unfortunately, not all teams won this week either. It's only Kidlington Reserves that picked up 3 points. They won 4-1 over Wellington. Louis Townsend grabbed 2, Ryan Chambers and Matt Walker, the other 2 goals to them there. So that was a good win for them. Abingdon United, we spoke about how they thumped Southam United last week, 7-0. Very much quieter this week. They were held to a 0-0 draw away at Shortwood United. But that was the only other point in the division, really. Stonehouse Town, they beat Wantage Town 2-1. Wantage had their own big win last week. Cannon Crook with the consolation there was a late goal from him, so he's not quite in time to cause any issues there. Clanfield, they were beaten 4-2 away at Chipping Sodbury Town, and Bewdley Town ran out 5-2 winners over Casterton in the other game in that division. So moving on to Sunday, Oxford United returned to league action for the first time this year. Actually, this weekend, they won 2-1 at Cheltenham Town. There's 2 goals right on the stroke of half time. Actually, the 44th and 45th minutes for the U's. So James Gotch and Phoebe Poole got the 2 goals there. So that was a good win for them on their return to league action. In the Division 1 South West, Abingdon United lost by the odd goal in 5 at Bournemouth Sports. And Abingdon actually led 2-1 at half time through Molly Dyer and Poppy Wannell. But 2 second half goals saw Bournemouth win the match there. So a tough defeat for Abingdon there. Oxford City, they had a top of the table clash actually against Ascot United. They fell to a 3-1 defeat in the end. The Hoops did actually get it back to 1-1 in the first half through Emily Harris goal. But 2, after that, ultimately saw them out winners in that game. So that one kind of went with form. So that's kind of what happened over Saturday and Sunday, Colin. Back to you.
So an awful lot of good football around in this Oxfordshire county that we live in. Thank you, Patrick Logg. Meanwhile, back to the main studio for much more Ox Sports Unleashed.
Thanks again to Locke and Ryde, or Godley and Cream, for another great roundup of local football. We say it every week, but it is a brilliant little feature, isn't it?
Well, where else can you get coverage all the way down to Step 6? In fact, down to Step 10, because obviously we're following Whitley Town in their first season.
Yeah.
Yes, there are results that go on X with some really, really good local content, but I don't think anywhere covers down to Step 10 like we do. And that's why we want you to watch, like, share and subscribe. And if you are watching this back, I know a lot of you don't watch it live, but you watch it back during the week. Please do like, share and subscribe and let everybody know that we're doing this show every week, because we want as many viewers and as many subscriptions as we possibly can, because we do this for you guys. We do it for Oxfordshire sport. We're very passionate about it, and the more people that we can get watching, the better. And also, if you've got footage or clips or interviews with managers or goals of the season contenders, you can email those to us as well. oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. That's oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. Please send your stuff in, because we will use it if we get it in.
Absolutely, 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself, KDog. From the round board to the puck, and some great names that Oxford City Stars have been playing in previous weeks. Another great encounter for them on Saturday. They had a weekend of fixtures. The first one was against Swindon Wildcats, so a local derby, and that went to a shootout actually in the game there, and unfortunately ran out losing 5-6 to the Swindon side there. So the weekend started okay. It got decidedly worse on Sunday when they played the Slough Jets, and as you can see there, unfortunately they fell to 11-1 defeat.
The top side though, Slough.
Yeah, Slough are very good. Again, as we say each week, get yourself down to the Ox Pens, the Oxford Ice Ring, because there are some great games, and as you can see this Sunday, the 9th of February, the face-off is 6:15, and it's against Milton Keynes Thunder, another great name in ice hockey.
Go on the Stars.
Yeah, go on the Stars. We're following you and we're hoping you do well. We wish you good luck for this weekend's fixtures.
Absolutely, yeah, too right. And as you say, Darryl, it's an amazing night out. At some stage, I wouldn't mind having a crack at that. If we could ever get challenge KDog back, you never know. I used to be able to skate when I was a kid, so that'd be quite funny. Right, we're going to go back from the puck back to the football now, because we had some midweek action. We had some National League North action with Oxford City. They were at home to Marine on Tuesday evening, looking to get a victory in the league following that FA Trophy win on Saturday. A really important game this against a fellow struggler. So they entertained Marine, a long trip from Liverpool for the visitors on a Tuesday night. But here are some highlights from that game, followed by a quick interview with the assistant manager, and that's Andy Ballard.
For their goalkeeper Andrew Wogan to make so far. Will that change here with a corner? Again in that far side with Lewis Coyle. Right arm in the air this time. Cross in, it's a good one, and it's gone all the way in! Lewis Coyle has scored from a corner. A left-footed in-swinger bends all the way in. The Marine players aren't happy as a yellow card brandished for the captain Josh Wardle, who isn't happy.
I think we were very good in the first half. I think we were good value for the lead. They upped their levels to them, so fair play to that. And the second half made it much more of a competitive game, and we were quite lucky towards the end to not concede. But look, massive credit to the boys off the back of Saturday's performance. Put in another shift and get another clean sheet is what we wanted. We were kind of desperate for the 3 points, and we got them.
There you have it, Andy Ballard reacting to that really good 1-0 win over Marine on Tuesday, so they could string back-to-back wins together, and a really important win, I rather fancy, as they look to pull themselves away from the relegation zone. We also had action in the Southern League on Tuesday night. In the Division 1 Central, there was an incredible match for Tame United, who were 4-0 down with 60 minutes on the clock, and they came back and drew 4-4. So I saw a tweet from the Tame United media saying when it was 4-0, they said basically it's 4-0, not very good to be honest, is what they said. And I think that by the end of the night they were pretty happy, because 4-4, incredible game against Stotfold in the Southern League Division 1 Central. In the Premier Division Central, Banbury United, who are in form, as Patrick mentioned on Lyon Ryde, well, they were entertaining Kettering Town, who have just fallen off the barrel slightly over the last few weeks, but still a top side. And we've got a bit of footage now from the newly renamed Spencer Stadium, sponsored by Egg. That was a really popular decision, Spencer Stadium, because they used to be Banbury Spencer, of course, and that's what the ground used to be called. So it's now called the Spencer Stadium, and there was a goal that really lit up the night from Harry Riley. And then we've got a bit of commentary for you now and some footage, the commentary courtesy of Puritans Radio.
Throw-in comes in from that right-hand side. It's hoiked away, though, by Noel Williams. And then a shot comes in. What a goal! What a goal! And it's Harry Riley against his former club. I think that's called pulling the toe end of it through the ball. And from 25 yards out, Riley hits it low. It was about 6-7 inches off the ground. And Dan Jessif was a mere spectator as it fizzed past him, Dave Hancock's, and into the back of the net. And Harry Riley against his former club gives Banbury United the lead. Spectacular goal and spectacular scenes behind Dan Jessif's goal as Riley goes away to celebrate with his teammates.
Harry Riley there doing his best impression of
great goals this week.
Roberto Carlos' goal. It curled away from the goalkeeper. Terrific goal. I love the guy behind the goal waving his scarf. It was a cold night, so I bet he
nearly took off, didn't he?
Very quickly. Yeah, absolutely. Big thank you to Puritans Radio and the wonderful Dave England who provided that commentary. I learnt a lot from Dave England. He's very modest, is Dave, but terrific commentator for Banbury, and a really good win for Banbury. And they still, although they're sort of reasonably low down, they've got games in hand, and if they can keep this run going, you never know, they could push themselves back towards the top 7 and maybe a late playoff challenge themselves. Right, I think with no further ado, we are going to get on to the main feature of the evening, and we've been looking forward to this. Woodsy definitely is looking forward to this because he went down to Bicester North Oxford Cricket Club at Chesterton last Thursday with Dan, the cameraman, for the table cricket, the Oxfordshire table cricket. And there were 6 teams involved. Abingdon and Witney College had an Abingdon campus and a Witney campus. And then there were 4 other teams, Endeavour, Springfield, John Watson and the Henley College. And the winners were Abingdon and Witney College, Witney campus. And Darryl and, as I said, Dan went down to Bicester and recorded this cracking little feature. And there's a few interviews as well. And I know from speaking to Woodsy, he very much enjoyed this. So hope you do too, because this is a terrific little feature on table cricket.
Hi, it's Darryl Woodsy from Oxsports Unleashed. Here is exclusive for Oxsports Unleashed, another exclusive for the show here at Bicester and North Oxford Cricket Club in Chesterton for the Oxfordshire Disability Table Cricket Finals taking place, as you see behind me here. Exciting, there's lots of people watching, lots of entertainment, lots of big hitting I've seen so far. We'll show you a little bit more of how the game actually works. Hopefully we'll get a couple of interviews with some of the people that are taking part and also some of the people who are looking after all the proceedings today. So let's go.
Table cricket has obviously been created for numerous of years. We have like different platforms, so obviously we're going to colleges, going to schools to do it. And obviously here today is obviously one of our finals for the county, and then it goes to regional, and then eventually the final will be held at Lords.
Which is really exciting, isn't it? The regionals at Stoke Mandeville, I believe?
Yeah, Stoke Mandeville, which is held in June, and then the final is July.
Okay, so I look after the students with SEN needs, and Richard and Charlotte come to both Abingdon and Witney campuses once a week to do table cricket activities as an enrichment opportunity for our young people with SEN needs. And the students thoroughly enjoy it, they're very excited, and very disappointed if Richard or Charlotte can't come for whatever reasons. They do table cricket, they do some quick cricket when the weather's gorgeous outside in the summer, and it just builds, I don't know, teamwork for the students, communication skills. Being able to come here in the community, they would have never had these kind of opportunities if it wasn't for table cricket, really. So it's a real positive experience for them all.
How much fun do you actually have playing this?
Oh, it's great fun. It's amazing, really.
And like you say, it's that teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah.
And working together and having all the support as well. What
Yeah.
great support you've had today.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of support from our there's tutors. Yeah. Staff and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And give us a little bit of insight into your training at the hubs that you go to, and is that at Abingdon and Whitby College?
Yeah, we train in the sports hub. We do it every Monday. Yeah, practice every Monday afternoon.
And that's with Richard and Charlotte?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, it was great. I mean, when I had my little go there, we had some fielders in, and giving high fives afterwards, which I haven't captured on the film there. But it was lovely to see all the smiles on the faces of all the participants, but also the support. And when somebody did something really good, there was applause. Opposition were applauding. It was just a really lovely family atmosphere, I have to say. It was something very special and something I'll remember for a long time, that's for sure.
It looked like a great day. Cricket weather outside.
It was cricket weather outside.
Gorgeous outside. Yeah. So, Whitney campus from Abingdon Whitney College won the Oxfordshire event, so they go on now, Darryl, don't they, to represent Oxfordshire in the regional finals?
Yeah, regional finals at Stoke Mandeville in June. There's the trophy, or the medals, I should say, for all the winners of participants, and there's the winning side, the Whitney campus, along with Richard Giles, the legend that is, and Charlotte in there as well. And again, you see the smiles on the faces there. It was just a joy to behold, really. The game is quite interesting because the ball has got a ball bearing in, so you can actually swing the ball through
really?
Absolutely. Okay. So there is some skill into that. And then the fielders, they have these little sliding things along the side to stop the ball, and then if you get it through, you might get a 2 or 4 or 6. You can be caught in the regional final and the finals at Lords. There's a red thing on here, and if it hits the red part, it's a caught.
Okay.
If you get hit on the hand, it's LBW.
Were you out LBW?
No, I managed to not get out LBW.
That
I was well pleased
change.
about that. And also, if you miss it, you're bowled. So,
miss it?
no, I didn't miss it
right.
either. I hit a few sixes as well, which is
bet
very
you did.
unusual
Very
for me.
unusual.
So, yeah, I know. The audience were really shocked, as I was as well. So, it was a really good experience, I have to say. And once you started playing, I didn't want to come off, but it was.
Did your competitive juices get flowing?
I did want to hit sixes.
Yeah.
I did, in fairness, try and get the lads and lasses to field the ball as well. I was trying to hit and get everybody involved, because that's what it was all about. It's trying to get everybody involved. So, so it was brilliant, and good luck to Abingdon and Whitney College, the Whitney campus, when they go to those regionals.
Flying the flag.
And what I also say, it was quite interesting because it's normally Abingdon campus
Oh,
that get
really?
through.
Bit of rivalry
Bit of
there.
rivalry
Yeah.
between the two campuses, but it still goes back to Abingdon and Whitley College, the trophy.
absolutely.
So
Brilliant.
it was a really nice touch. But our thanks to Charlotte Jennings and Richard Giles for inviting us along to Bicester and North Oxford, and thanks to Catherine Shuttlein for doing that interview as well. She was cajoled into that. There was a few contenders, and she got the role in the end. And also to Lewis and Robert, who I thought spoke brilliantly of their experiences of table cricket and just the joy that they had by playing it. So once you get a chance of playing it, it's a good little game. You can get hooked. So thoroughly enjoyed that.
Brilliant. And also congratulations to the other teams that were there, Endeavour, Springfield, John Watson and Henley College. And we'll hopefully get the Lord's Taverners to retweet this. We'll put this out as a short. We'll get Wes on the case and get a short video featuring the table cricket, and hopefully the Lord's Taverners can repost it. And we obviously, as you probably know, a lot of you, Darryl and I were involved quite heavily in helping to raise money for the Lord's Taverners back during the COVID times. £8,500, which we never set out to do that. We obviously did the Masked Cricketer, and those videos are still on this channel. You can look back at those as well. That was great fun. But the Lord's Tavern is really close to our heart, aren't they, Darryl? Because we had a couple of charity games as well, and somebody broke his ribs in one of them when that fantastic dive
fell over.
When I fell over.
Yeah.
But the Lord's Taverners are an amazing organisation, so please have a look at their website, and if you could donate to the Lord's Taverners, anything at all, they are a terrific organisation to help disabled and youngsters predominantly to get involved in cricket, and it's really worthwhile. It's a fantastic cause. Well done, Woodsy. I enjoyed that. That was brilliant.
It was a highlight of my week last week, I have to say. So again, thanks to those people, and thanks to Dan as well for making a very nice piece indeed, put together very brilliantly, I have to say.
And
so
I'm getting quite excited for the cricket season now. We're only a couple of months away from
not
pre-season.
far away. It's not far away.
Pre-season's 2 months away.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll soon be out there freezing our Watsons off.
Yeah, we will. But it's going to be well worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Brilliant. This now takes us through to our normal results service, a results service you don't get anywhere else in any media outlet in Oxfordshire. Fully, it's a good comprehensive results roundup. So here's last weekend's results.
Oh, that's the tables. There you go. That's a full roundup of the weekend and midweek results from the football and the rugby.
Gosford All Blacks going well.
Yeah.
Matt Watts,
We'll
you
have
know,
to get him in.
Woodsy in,
Get
Barnes
in.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll steal the show though, won't he?
He
That's
will.
the problem because he's hilarious.
He does talk
We'll
well.
give a plug. Actually, I know they always take the mickey out of us, but we'll give a plug to the Bear and Barnes show because it's a terrific show. It's
Is that
very
still
fun.
going?
Still going.
Still going, is
Very, very funny with the same producer.
Same producer.
Same producer. I did watch it the other day. It's hilarious. They do sort of sometimes make reference to us, but normally taking the Michael out of us. But
That's fair
watch the
enough.
Bear and Barnes show. It's terrific entertainment. It really is. Okay, you had a brief preview of the league tables a moment ago, and we're now going to flash them up again, and we'll go through all the tables off the back of the results over the weekend and in midweek. And as you can see, Oxford United still handily placed really. They are in 16th position at the moment, 37 points from their 31 games. They did finally lose a league game under Gary Rowett on Tuesday, but still doing really well. Oxford City's win against Marine, it's pushed them a little bit further above that relegation zone, looking sort of 9 points clear now. Teams around them have got games in hand, Leamington and Radcliffe, but City are playing Leamington this Saturday actually, so another really important game there. But moving in the right direction, Oxford City, and hopefully that cup run, the trophy run, will give them a bit of confidence. Into the Premier Division Central of the Southern League, and similarly Banbury on the up after that brilliant win over Kettering. 13th place in the league at the moment, but as you can see, again, games in hand over most teams around them, apart from Alvechurch, so they can get upwardly mobile as well. Into Division 1 Central and Tame United. Wow, that was only their second draw of the season on Tuesday against Stotfold, but blimey, what a comeback that is! And they moved back into the playoff positions. I think presumably on goals scored because they've got the same. Oh no, it's actually not on goals scored. Open my eyes, Kieren. 50 points from 26 games, so they're in that fifth position, the fourth playoff spot. And I guess you see this quite often, don't you, with teams that are doing well, they are hard to beat, and most teams would have given up at 4-0 down, but Tame United didn't, so they're still handily placed. Not so good though at the bottom of the table, unfortunately. Northley and Kidlington still propping up the table. Northley just that one solitary win. It is starting to look a bit terminal for both Northley and Kidlington. Kidlington, though, you know, they've still got a chance of maybe getting out of that relegation zone because there's only a few points between them and safety. Northley, though, sadly, you know, they are looking down the barrel at the moment, and very, very sad. But they are under a new manager this week. Morgan Williams has taken over from
Morgan.
Michael Hopkins. Morgan Williams, a local lad. He'll do everything he can in his power to try and lift Northley out of the
300 appearances for Northley.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, real servant to the club. So good luck to Morgan Williams. Into Division 1 South, Didcot Town. Well, they lost at Exmouth at the weekend. Another long trip. Look at all those teams around there, you know, blooming Falmouth and Exmouth. And we know how far it is to Exmouth, don't we, Darryl?
We do,
went there a couple of years ago. It's quite a trek, that. But, that defeat leaves them in 10th place, 38 points from their 27 games. UHL Hellenic League Division 1, Abingdon United and Wantage still in the top three, Clanfield in 5th, so three of our local teams in the playoff positions there. Abingdon really handily placed in 2nd, Wantage in 3rd, and Clanfield just in that last playoff spot at the moment. And in the other half of the table, we see Kidlington Reserves in 11th place, and Carterton currently in the relegation zone. They've played quite a few more games as well than others around them, so let's hope they can pick up and move out the relegation zone. They are in 16th place.
My local team, they've got to do well.
Absolutely. Combined Counties League Premier Division North, Ardley United are the leading light from an Oxfordshire perspective. They're in 9th, Milton United just below them in 10th. Wallingford and Cromarsh didn't have a game this weekend, and they are in the bottom half of the table if it flicks through. There we go, and it's Wallingford and Cromarsh are currently in 14th place, but yeah, again, lots and lots of games in hand over the team just above them, Hilltop. 4 games in hand over Hilltop, so they're in a decent position as well. And the National League Southern Division for the women, Oxford United had a 2-1 win at Cheltenham on Sunday in the league, and that maintains their position in 4th place. Hashtag United top of the table there. In the Southern Regional Women's League Premier Division, Oxford City are in 4th place, 22 points from their 12 games, and again doing pretty well. And finally from the league tables, Division 1 southwest of the National League, Abingdon United just above the drop zone, 2 wins and 10 defeats so far from their 14 games. We'll look to try and bring you the United counted league tables next week, but we didn't bring them this week because Easington Sports didn't have a game, so the tables didn't change from last week, so we'll bring you those next week.
Nice little roundup there. So it takes us to the up-and-coming football fixtures for Saturday the 8th of February.
First one's wrong.
The first one we can tell you is not correct. There's no game for Oxfordshire United this weekend as Portsmouth are in FA Cup action. So no game for the U's this week. There is a game at 3 p.m. at Court Farm. I get always get
Court Place Farm.
Court Place
The
Farm.
M Group Stadium.
The M Group Stadium. They host Leamington.
Big game.
Big game, that one. And into the Southern League Premier Central, Banbury United on their travels to Hitchin. They're not on their travels. They are at home against Hitchin Town, and Didcot are also at home against Tavistock, and they're both 3 o'clock kickoffs. Southern League Division Central, Kidlington home against Royal Bedford, and North Lee have no game this weekend, and Tame United host Biggleswade FC. They're 3 p.m. on Saturday the 8th of February.
Tame can get another one of those comeback wins or draws.
In the Women's Premier League there, Oxford City host Woodley United, again at the M Group Stadium, on Sunday the 8th of February.
And I made a mistake, they're not at home, Banbury. I knew Wes would get it right. The reason I said that was Dave England said, well, we see you on Saturday in the Hitchin game, so I assumed they'd be at home. But Wes got it right, KDog got it wrong.
There you go.
So, yes,
never mind. At least we got it there, so they know who we're playing. So you could go along to Banbury. No, you can't.
I could go along to Banbury,
but they won't be there.
But I'll be at Oxford City anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. You're now a proper supporter of City.
No, very impartial, me.
Yeah,
I don't get excited about games at all.
We should have that photograph of you, actually. That would have been quite good.
What photograph? I can't remember that. Brilliant roundup.
Nice roundup again, as normal. And as we say every week, you know, if you're at a loose end, get down to one of these home games for the local football, because there's some good football played. Our producer got along to Oxford City and helped them win a game.
Just got a hat, didn't he?
He got a hat. I think he did get a hat.
He's not wearing it tonight.
Yeah, he's now a City supporter through and through, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, even at Whitney, you know, they're getting some great support really down there, as we mentioned already. So get down there as well, because they
play some good football.
They do play some good football. I think it's really interesting that there's so much good football played around our county. So
it would also be remiss of us not to say, if you can't get around to any of the big sort of local games, take in a Whitney District game, take in a North Berks game. You know, Dan went to Berensfield the other day for that game against Lambourne. You know, there's some really good football all over the county. Whitney District League, you know, 4 divisions of football in that. Some good teams all across the league, you know, and I used to referee in it, so it must be good. You know, North Berks League's amazing as well. So yeah, get yourselves down Banbury District League. You know, have a look on the fixtures that we will hopefully provide at some point. We'll provide links to it. I think we could do that. We can provide links to the fixtures so you can perhaps pick a game, because there's so much that you can choose from. And as Darryl said earlier as well, if you're at a loose end on a Sunday, get to Oxford City Stars as well. There's so much sport to watch, isn't there? There really is.
Good sport.
Absolutely.
As well,
right, we're going to move on now to cricket, and I know it's February, we've done a bit of table cricket, but we would be very remiss of us not to mention, before we close tonight, Abby Norgrove, the captain of the England under-19 women's team. Sadly, England lost out in the semi-final of the World Cup to a very strong New Zealand. But a terrific run to the semi-finals. We're very, very proud of Abby Norgrove, and hopefully we'll get Abby in to the studio at some point over the coming weeks to talk about her experiences, because she's flying the flag for Oxfordshire, and she's another, you know, superstar in the making. As is, of course, is James Coles, who lost in the England Lions game down under in Australia. But again, we're very proud of James as well. So lots of sporting prowess in this fine county of Wales.
Absolutely. I mean, Abbey, they played India in the semi-final, and that was probably just a step too far. And unfortunately, they fell losers. She did score 30 in 25 balls, so she did well. Colesine didn't fare quite as well, with 2 and 14 in his innings and 0 for 32 when bowling. So, but a great experience down
early days in his career, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And we'll probably look to get him in at some point again as well.
Yeah.
As you said, there's so much sporting talent in this county, isn't there? So,
absolutely,
it's brilliant to see.
Yeah, we can't knock that at all. Great effort. We were so looking forward to getting a final winner, didn't we, in the World Cup? But it was not to be.
And speaking of sporting prowess, just a final mention before we close. I'm hoping we might be able to get him into the studio at some point. But well worth having a look at the Cheltenham Town Twitter feed, X feed for this week, because Jordan Thomas, who obviously started out at Northley and moved on to Bath City, he's now playing in the EFL. He scored an absolute worldie on Tuesday night, and it's on their X feed. It's worth watching. Almost, I'd say, because he's a local lad, almost, could we call that a goal of the season contender because he's local? I know it's Cheltenham, but
some good goals tonight. There have been some brilliant goals tonight, actually.
Absolutely.
So they will be in our reel towards the back end of our series.
And we might get the trophies out to last year.
You never know. You never know. It might work. It might happen. We'll soon see. But look, I mean, that probably just about wraps up our evening with you. Thanks again for joining us. And like we said, if you've got any clips, please do send them to us at oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. We will use them because this show is for you. It's not for us, that's for sure. We enjoy hosting and we enjoy bringing the sport to you, but we need your support in both subscribing to the channel, liking the channel, but also providing some content as well. We would love, and it's any sport. Any quirky sport that people play that we don't even know about, possibly, get in contact at that email address again that we can't keep harping on about, oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. Is there anything else to add?
I think that's a really good shout. We are obviously covering a lot of the high level non-league football, but we do go down to Sep 10, Whitley Town. We try and get the results in from the North Berks and the Whitney District League and the Banbury Leagues and all the rugby, hockey as well whenever we can. So we are trying to bring as much to you as we possibly can. And I know a lot of you don't watch it live because there's lots of things on a Thursday night, live football on the TVs and whatnot. But you can watch it back, as a lot of you do. We normally get around 100, 120 viewers a week watching back. So if you're watching back and you think, this is all right, tell your friends about it, tell your relatives about it, get them to subscribe. We're slowly building that subscription. We're up to sort of 376 subscribers. We're a long way off 1,000, which would be fantastic if we can ever get there. But just please do share it, like it, subscribe it, because any little helps, doesn't it?
If you're watching it now and you're watching it with somebody, tell them to get their phone out, subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic. Any help that you can give us would be greatly appreciated, that's for sure.
And thanks to BBC Radio Oxford, Sophie Law, who's just retweeted our post today. So hopefully, with all our millions of followers, they might find somebody.
Very good. Thanks for that, Sophie. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that. Again, thanks to you for watching tonight. We've padded out. We're about on an hour again. We've managed to do it. So for now, I think that's all we have time for. With a live studio audience tonight, Oxsports Unleashed. Please join us again live next Thursday when we'll unleash some more Ox Sports. It's good night from me.
See ya.